If you love real estate investing as much as I do, but you're struggling because lack of capital or lack of credit, definitely watch this video because I'm gonna show you guys how to get started without using any money or credit. Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Sam Kwak, one of the Kwak brothers, real estate investor and entrepreneur. My brother and I have the privilege of going from 0 to 75 rental units in just 1 year without using our own money or credit. You guys probably love real estate investing as much as I do, but you're struggling because you don't know where to go, you don't know how to start, but most importantly, you don't have the cash or you don't have the credit to get a loan, to get started, to get to your first rental property. So I'm gonna go and break down the 5 steps of getting started in real estate investing without any money. And before we do, make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button, and be sure to hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified in our future videos. So I'm gonna go right into it, the 5 steps into getting into real estate investing with no money absolutely at all. My brother and I developed this strategy called the Force strategy, and you can tell I'm a big fan of Star Wars. The Force strategy consists of find a deal, owner finance it, raise the capital, cash flow it, and expand your financial freedom, right? We wanna be able to spend more time with our family, travel more, experience more life. That's what we're after. The first step is find the deal. And a lot of times, new beginner investors are looking for deals in places like Zillow, Craigslist, through real estate agents, which could be a source if we used wisely. But generally, what you wanna do is find these deals in places that are away from the public eye. So one of the tactics and strategies I'm gonna share with you guys right now, and you better be writing notes because if you miss it, then there's no coming back. So one of the strategies I love using is calling for rent signs. And a lot of you guys might be scratching your head and saying, well, what? Hold on. We're looking for deals. We're not looking for places to rent. Well, you're right, we're not. But what we're doing is we're calling these for rent signs mainly to get after some of these landlords that are out there already. So a lot of times landlords, they're on a fork when their property is vacant. They can either keep on waiting until someone calls and decides to rent, or they may start to wonder if they want to sell because their property isn't renting. We wanna look for those distressed and stressed out landlords, and what better way to look for these distressed sellers than to call the landlord, right, directly with these for rent signs. So when you're out there driving around looking for deals, looking for these opportunities, pay attention to these for rent signs and call the numbers on the for rent sign. And to give you a bit more bonus of a tip, call the for rent sign, especially if they're handwritten. Because if they're handwritten, chances are they are an individual landlord. They're not some property management company or a professional landlord. Chances are if the sign is handwritten, a lot of times you're gonna run into a individual local investor in town. So you're gonna call the number and ask if they are interested in selling. They may tell you, well, stop calling me, you're terrible, whatever. I do it anyways because usually 1 out of 30 calls or 1 out of 20 calls, I get a yes, and those yeses are what creates the deal and what makes the deal happen. So that's the finding the deal part. There are many ways to look for the deals away from the public eye, secret underground ways to look for deals, which we have a separate video on that. That's gonna be in the link description down below. So go and check out the video on how I look for my deals in a very secret underground way. So the next thing is owner finance it. And owner financing, for those who don't know what that is, it's an acquisition strategy where you're acquiring a property without having to use any bank loan. So what this basically is an arrangement between you, the buyer, and the seller, and essentially you're making monthly payments to the seller as if the seller is the bank. And essentially you're getting to bypass the need for a mortgage, the need for a bank, the need to get a hard money lender involved. You're just strictly making payments to the seller, and the seller gives you the ownership rights, so you can rent it out to other tenants, you can resell it if you want, you can fix it and flip it. So it's a great acquisition strategy, especially if you don't qualify for a loan or you have a bad credit, or you can also use owner financing to get away with no money down deals, which we have done before with our 8-unit apartment complex. If money and credit is an issue, owner financing definitely gives you that upper edge so that you don't necessarily need money or credit at all. So owner financing is a skill to learn. Daniel and I, my brother and I, put together a free owner financing course to teach you guys how to negotiate for these types of deals. The link is gonna be down below. It's free, ownerfinancingcourse.com. I'm gonna leave this link down below in the description section so that you don't have to like type it out or anything. Just click on it and sign up for a free course. It's gonna teach you everything you need to know about owner financing. We'll even give you a free contract template. We'll give you a flow chart to show you how the conversation goes and how to negotiate for the deal with the seller. So definitely go sign up for the free course. There's no gimmick, no strings attached. You guys get to keep it. You guys don't have to pay for anything. So go and check out the free owner financing course. You'll learn a lot on just how to negotiate for owner financing. The next step is raise the capital. A lot of times when you do negotiate for owner financing, the sellers will still ask you to put some amount for a down payment. So whether that's 5%, 10%, 1%, a lot of times my brother and I get away with doing 2% down payment or 3% down payment, even on our owner financing deals. But the challenge is a lot of you guys are thinking, well, that's still 10% down that I gotta come up with. Where do I get the money from? So raising the capital involves in bringing other partners and individuals that do have the money into your deal and giving them a cut. Our first deal that we've done was an acquisition of 4 single-family properties as a package. And what we've done is the property needed a 10% down payment to acquire. So what we've done is we went out there and started building relationships with individuals that did have a large sum of cash. So long story short, we got those individuals involved, gave them 50% of the deal. So they're 50% owner of the portfolio, we're the 50% owner of the portfolio. And essentially what happens is that we created cash flow without using our own money. So if you combine the idea of owner financing and raise the capital together, you essentially get the effect, you get to bypass the banks, right? You don't need to get any loans or hard money, whatever. But if you are raising capital, you don't have to fork over your own money. So that's the best part about this fourth strategy. So raising the capital itself is another skill set and it's an art. It does take practice, it takes some training, but it can definitely be done because when I was 23 years old and my brother was 21 years old, that's when we got into our first real estate deal. So raising capital, if you know how to put together good deals, people want to invest with you because you have the opportunities that could potentially make them a lot of money. If I was someone who had a lot of money, and if you brought an opportunity to me that can make lots of money, that has a lot of opportunity to be profitable, then sure, I'd be interested in taking a look and even consider investing together and partnering up with you because you have an opportunity that I'm looking for. Don't shoot yourself short. There's a lot of opportunities where people want to work with you. Of course, the main thing here is that get educated, know how to put together really good deals, and people will come and want to work with you as far as raising the capital portion of it. So the next part is cash flowing it, and a lot of misconceptions with beginner investors. They believe that if I buy just about any property, it's gonna cash flow from day one, which is actually not true. To create a strong long-term cash flow as well as long-term financial freedom, you gotta have a strong property management team. So what that means is that you gotta have someone to manage the tenants, you gotta have a system, a software, the people, perhaps even employees that are gonna handle your day-to-day operation, making sure that your tenants are being taken care of. If there's any repairs that need to be done, you gotta have contractors and handymen and women to go out there and fix it. There's a lot of ongoing maintenance. Real estate itself is not passive until you make it passive with these types of systems and people that are gonna be involved. So when it comes to the cash flowing part, make sure you have a good property management system. You may be the one that manages your own property. In this case, you gotta study and get educated as to how to properly manage your tenants as well as your property, because there's gonna be a lot of things that you can mess up on. It could cost you thousands of dollars, which will basically erase your cash flow and profitability. So become really good at managing your property, or be good at least finding the right property managers and your team so that they can go and manage your properties for you guys for a small fee. Cash flowing it is very important. I've seen a lot of good deals that basically turn to, excuse my French, turn into crap because they don't know how to properly manage the property. They don't know how to properly handle the tenants and the issues that come up when it comes to owning a rental property. Last but not least, the last step is expand your financial freedom. And this involves constantly educating yourself, becoming a better landlord each and every day, as well as figuring out new strategies and new creative ways to find a deal, to negotiate for owner financing, to go and raise the capital. So it's all about becoming the better version of yourself every single day. I see this time and time again where individuals, they get really good at real estate investing, they get into their first deal and they're like, you know what, I'm comfortable, I'm done, I'm profitable, no more, right? But sooner or later, things catch up, times change, there's different types of technology that roll out, or laws might change, policies may change, and they fall behind on what everyone else is doing that's really profitable. So expanding your financial freedom is not necessarily just about taking the best vacations or buying a Lamborghini. Those are all great and fun, but it's also about making sure that you're investing back into your business, investing back into yourself so that you can become a better version of yourself every single day so that you can ultimately create more cash flow, grow your cash flow empire so that you can spend more time with your family, you can take control of your financial life, have more freedom, travel more, and ultimately leave a legacy with your loved ones. And I think they will truly appreciate it. So this is the 4th strategy, guys. Find a deal, owner finance it, raise the capital, cash flow it, expand your financial freedom. I truly want you guys to become free. If you guys are stuck in a job or if you guys are stuck in a bad business or a bad situation, I sincerely want you guys to break out of those chains and go out there and massively change your financial situation using the 4th strategy. And again, take advantage of the free owner financing course that we have available. And that's at freeownerfinancingcourse.com. Again, that's gonna be down below in the link section below. I'm also gonna go and include a video which is gonna be right here. Go watch that video where I'm gonna show you guys how I bought my first rental property. And I think you guys will get an idea of how I break down the deals, how I analyze it, and so on. So go and watch that video. I'll see you guys in the next video coming up.